bids are in, the gavel is dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, here at WineBid, we are finally hammered. That's right. This is WineBid's podcast dedicated to all things wine value, wine retail, and just wine. With me, of course, is our wine expert, the wino of the West. That's right.
That's more accurate than expert for sure.
Expert wino of the West.
Yeah,
my name is Jeff McGurn. I'm on our marketing team here at WineBid. This, of course, is our episode dedicated to French wine coming into auction this week. And boy, is there a lot of interesting stuff. Let's dive right into it. Are you ready, Paul? You ready to talk some French wine?
I suppose. I'm ready to correct all your pronunciation errors. Yes. 2019
Château Mountain Rothschild.
Oh boy. Not even trying anymore, are you?
2019 Chateau Mouton Rothschild, 6-bottle lot OWC. This is interesting because right now it's we've got, quantity of 4 of these 6-bottle lots OWC. They're at $32.10, $5.35 a bottle compared to $6.50 a bottle for the 2018 or $6.20 for the 2016, right? And I wanted to throw this out to you, Paul, for the money. Which would you go after, right? Knowing the prices on these right now, 2019, 2018, 2016, where would you put your money?
It sounds like a wine investment question. Is that what you're hinting at? No. That's what it sounds like.
But I am getting ready to liquidate my 401k to pour it into.
Well, I would not do that.
One of these Mouton.
Don't do that unless, you really know what you're doing. No, I think, first of all, I don't buy anything that I don't taste. So I haven't tasted 19 or 18. What did you say the other vintage was, 16?
16, yeah. I just feel like the 19 seems like it represents a tremendous value. I mean, if the reviews are to be believed, right, and 19 is that stellar, 635 versus 535 versus 650 versus 620.
Yeah, I mean, I think 16 is what universally heralded as a superior vintage, but if you look at the scores, they're kind of off the charts, really. I mean, it's kind of bonkers, but I don't know. I'd have to do a lot more reading about it from, I think I need to do some more research, but it's not that much of a stretch either between the 18 and 19. What did you say? They're 535. I'm just looking at the 16 right now, but
the 19 is 535, 18 is 620.
So the 18 is 620 because the 16
the 18 is 620.
Okay.
650. Sorry. 650.
Oh, the 18 is more than the 16. Okay. That's
the
interesting.
18 is more than the 16.
That's interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I think at this point, 19 might be a better deal if you're going to hold on to it for a while, but it all depends on your interest in the wine. If you're going to hold on to it for 20 years and then 30 years or whatever and drink it or sell it, who knows? But 19 is probably overall a better deal.
Let's talk 1953 Chateau Margaux, 375 milliliter.
I saw that. That's on my list.
$800. $800. We also have, basically regular size bottles of, 750 milliliter, 1995 for 655, 2009 for 805, 2010 for 625, 2016 for 525, 2018 for 630, and then a 2019 for 700, which is fascinating because I feel like, you know the Mouton, right? And it's like the Mouton was going in the opposite direction. Right, where we've got,
right. Yeah, the 19's more less than 8.
Yeah, it's getting more expensive on the 19 side with the Margaux.
You missed one seriously epic version of Margaux. You missed the 83. There's an 83 in right now.
I didn't miss the.
You didn't mention it. You neglected to mention it.
I know I neglected.
And it's the cheapest of all of them. It's the most inexpensive of all of them that are up right now.
Quiet. quiet. No, I mean the.
That's the wine. That's the wine. That's what I would buy right now because it's so incredible.
So I think what Paul's saying is really it would be between the 2016 and the 2019 that he would recommend.
No, the 83.
Avoid. No, I don't
the
think
83.
I think
it's at 620. It's available.
Let's move on.
Don't listen to Jeff. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Buy the 83 and drink it. And it's phenomenal.
2016 cost for $220. 2016 cost for $220. I thought that was an interesting buy. 1966 Leoville Las Casas for $225. And then we've got the 82
that wine's
for $360.
It's 66 is not great.
66 not great. It's only $225. 82 Lynch Bage.
Why?
82. We have 13 of the 82 Lynch Bage for $310. Just an embarrassment of the 82 Lynch Bage. 1970 La Maison Aubryon for $200. This actually gets really good tasting notes from pretty recently. And we also have some 2000 La Maison Aubryon. And then we got a mag of the 2015 Riesec for $130, which I actually thought that was a pretty cool deal for, I mean, granted, it's going to be a while before it's ready to drink, but I thought that was a decent deal for a mag of Riesec. 82 Bechevel.
Yeah, good wine.
For $200, we've got 10 of those. And a 2010 Raisin Segla for $125, we've got 4. 01 Domaine de Chevalier Blanc, which, by the way, already has a bid on it. We've got one of those started at $115 up to $125.
Yeah, it's more than the 09 red. This wine is consistently more than the red.
Yes.
Domaine de Chevalier.
Yes.
Because I saw the 09. I thought the 09 was a great deal at $75 for the red.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, 01 white at $125. I mean, it's good stuff. It's good. It's good wine.
We've got some 09 Gloria at $55. I thought that was a decent deal.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. 05 Canon La Gauffier for $105. I've had this wine. It's delicious. 2016 Clos Forte for $90. 83 Clemens for $80. I thought that was a nice deal. 66 Giscourse, and I know you don't like 66s, but this at $170. This one actually has some recent tasting notes that are saying it's pretty good.
66 what?
Giscourse.
Giscourt. There you go.
1990 Girard for $55. Thought that one looked pretty interesting and compelling at $55. We got 11. 2000 Clos Saint Martin for $105. We've got 2 of those. We've got a 98 Chateau La Ville Aubryon Blanc.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That one got bid up. It already is up to $190 from $180. And then this one was interesting. An 85 Domaine des Cheval Blanc.
I went out and looked at that because I had never seen it before.
Is it? I thought it.
It's like a.
There's no photo. I was like, is it Chevalier Blanc?
No.
Is this supposed?
Yeah, no, it's Domaine de Cheval Blanc. It's I think it's like a Bordeaux, like Negociant or something, because it's not from a commune in Bordeaux. So it's a weird one. I'd never seen it before.
Already has a bid. It's up from 55 to 56.
I think it got bid right away because I think somebody probably thought it was like Mrs. Cheval Blanc or something, but it's not. It really is Domaine de Cheval Blanc. It's weird. It's weird.
I genuinely was like, maybe it was like a typo and it was Chevalier and they just, because I couldn't find a Domaine de Cheval Blanc.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, it's well, the photo should be up soon because I know it was like going to be photographed very shortly. So it should be up hopefully before tomorrow. But it's a weird, it has like an illustration of a horse and but like I said, it's not from a specific county. It's not from, Saint-Emilion or wherever. It's from Bordeaux in general. So I don't know what the story is with that, but kind of interesting.
Well, maybe we'll find out someday. All right. What are your picks for Bordeaux?
Not too many more than what you'd already listed. I thought Bragnard du Cru 09 wasn't terrible at 85. 09 Brun Cantenac, 3 of those at 80. Didn't think was too bad.
Yeah, I saw those.
80, yeah, like you said, 83 Clement at 80. That's a great deal. It's a great Sauterne vintage. 90 Guiraud at 55. You mentioned there's 2000 La Mission at 540. I thought that was interesting. 01 La Folie Perrier at 30, half bottle. That's a smoking deal for a phenomenal Sauterne vintage. 2000 Lagrange at 95. It's a little steep, but that's good wine. I mentioned the La Ville Haut-Brion Blanc. 2000 Les Carmes Haut-Brion at 85. I thought that wasn't too bad. And then the whole list of Margaux, notably the 83 at 620. That's wine there.
Can we have that cut out of the podcast?
One Reboux Premier.
Stop harping on wines I want.
Yeah, that's great. It's great stuff. One Reboux Premier at 30. Great deal for, again, incredible Sauterne vintage, inexpensive wine. It's a half bottle, which is perfect size for Sauterne, unless you're a major sweet tooth. But anyway, $30 for Reboux Premier 01. I thought that was a great deal. 79 Trotanois for 140. Didn't think was terrible. That wine's getting very, very expensive for the last 20 years, 30 years vintages. So I thought that wasn't too high. And I think that rounds it out. Yeah, we talked about Domaine Chevalier, and that's about it.
Let's head over to Burgundy. Okay.
Great wines this week from Burgundy.
Right off the bat, 99 Domaine de la Romanée-Conti, Vosne Romanée, Premier Cru, Duval,
Blanchet. Yeah,
that's what I said. And for paltry $2,670.
I mean, that stuff was so much less back when it was, because 99 I think was the first vintage that it was released. This Premier Cru, that's the only Premier Cru I think they make. And it wasn't very expensive for years. And now it's just crazy.
I mean, you look back when we first sold this in 2002, it sold for $220.
How much?
$220. and I'm sure if I could find a Finally Hammered podcast for 2002, you'd be like, $220 for a Premier Cru? This is insane.
I know, right?
Right.
Seriously. And 99 is such a phenomenal red Burgundy. It's just and they're drinking just perfectly right now. Probably some of them will continue to be good and maybe improve, but I think many of the wines are it's just the perfect time to drink them. So
I had that. I had a 2016 Rousseau Gevrey Chambertin Clos Saint-Jacques. We've got for $1,400. We've got an 03 Louis Jadot Chambertin Clos de Bez which actually has a bid on it. Started at $280 and the bid is taking it to $290. And we've got a ton of Louis Jadot coming into auction this week. Just a lot of it.
Yep.
In 1998, Domaine du Jacques, Bonmar for $1,335. And we've got a bunch more du Jacques coming into auction as well. And then, I also will mention the 99 du Jacques Clos de la Roche for $2,235. We've got an 01 Domaine Francois Ravenel Chablis Blanchot. We have two of those actually for $400. And there's a bunch of Le Clos from around that vintage as well. 89 Montgerd Muneret Echezot for $375. And we've got a bunch more from this producer coming to auction, including some Richebourg. 1999 Bruno Clar Gevrey Chambertin Clos Saint-Jacques for $315. And then a 99 Domaine de Lambray Clos de Lambray for $305. And we also have the 2003 for $235. Which, as I know you were just about to say, because you have this all memorized, was Wine Spectator's number 88 in 2006.
The 03?
Yes.
03 Lambray, yeah. Interesting.
I'm sure that's probably why it's so expensive.
No, the 03s are comparatively cheap because it's again, controversial vintage. More so in Burgundy than Bordeaux, that's for sure.
What are your Burgundy picks?
Let's see. Yeah, you touched on a few things that were on my list. There's just an amazing array of wines this week. And let's see, a lot we were talking a moment ago about the 99 Vosne Romanée from Romanée-Conti. And there's a bunch of different 99s. And the one, very few deals as far as red Bergs from 99 are concerned. But I did see American producer in Burgundy, Alex Gambal, Von Romany Old Vines, one of those in at 75. That's kind of an interesting wine and not terribly expensive, especially for the strength of the vintage. Yeah, 09 Rousseau Chambertin, 38.65. 16 Rousseau Clos Saint-Jacques for 1,400. 18 Rousseau Mazy Chambertin at 700 apiece, 6 of those. 93 Camille Giroud Corton Languette. That was very interesting at 140. Some older Lafon Marceau, 85 Charmes and 86 Charmes for 330 and 315 respectively. Yeah, the 99 Clos Lambre you mentioned, that's just amazing, 305. Those I would imagine those wines will go up too as time goes by.
Is that investing advice?
No, it's just, buy it and drink it now before it's too expensive. Yeah, because that wine was always I always felt like it was undervalued, it's underpriced, especially at auction, but great wine. Then, there's a whole series of great Dujac wines from also another phenomenal vintage, 88, the Bonmar, I think you mentioned that. There's 98 Bonmar, 99, Clos de la Roche, 2002, Clos de la Roche, 3 of those, 23.50. Yeah, the Dujac pricing is no joke. Clos Saint-Denis, 99. And then, there's a series of Durocher wines in as well, which I thought were quite interesting, and pricing is still reasonable. 15 Gevrey Chambertin at 80, 17 at 65, 16 Gevrey Chambertin Champ at 90, and then 13 Fourier Petit Peugeot at 130. 12 Francois Lamarche Malcansor at 220. I thought that was a reasonable price for Malcansor. There's also 13 at 180. And then you mentioned some Raveneaux. There's a whole bunch of, there's Blanchot and Lake Clos, 99, 2001, 02, 4 figures all through those Lake Clos, of course. Let's see, there was a couple, beautiful 88 Georges Roumier Bonmar, 3,500. And there's an 89 Amoreuse at 4,800. And then 88 Georges Roumier Clos Vougeot at 2,000. There's an 89 Ponceau Clos de la Roche at 1,600. 13 Jean-Té Pancio Gevrey Chambertin Combo Moine at 75. I thought that was a good deal. Oh, yeah, that's right. Guillain Bartaux. We mentioned the Guillain Bartaux wine that in the last, or a couple episodes ago, I should say, for What Hammered last week. And there's 09 Bon Baton Bourgogne Rouge. I actually got a couple of these not too long ago and drank all of them. They're very, very tasty. It's a great way to get, to try this wine at a reasonable price. I know it's Bourgogne Rouge, but it's very, very good. And those both have bids, it looks like, at 61. There's some Henri Gouge this week as well. 88 Clos de Poré, I saw it for 120. I didn't think it was too bad. Wine's probably finally ready to drink now. They're really, really tight for a long time. 99 Vaucrin also at 170. 12 Hubert Lignier Louis Saint-Georges Le Didier Magnum at 170, I thought was reasonable. A couple of Jean Griveaux wines, beautiful 88 vintage, once again, Clos Vougeot at 215, and then the Richebourg Rare Bird there, 88 Richebourg at 635, which frankly seems quite reasonable compared to other famous 88 Richebourg producers. But anyway, and then, you talked about some of the Jeux. I flagged a whole bunch of Jeux wines because I feel like the Grand Cru holdings they have are especially good and very much more reasonable than a lot of their counterparts in the same neighborhoods. Clos de Bez 03, I saw at 290. There's a 3-pack of 02 Clos de Bez at 1,500, which is very interesting. And then 11 Amoreuse at 255, 03 Charmes at 115, 95 Clos Vougeot at 165. I didn't think that was bad. 96 at 185, another great red vintage. 83 Corton Pouget at 205, 85 Corton Pouget at 215. And then 2020 also Corton Pouget at 96. It's got a bid under $100, probably go over 100, I would imagine. And then there's a 3-pack of Corton Pouget from 17 at 500. And there's also 90 Clos Saint-Jacques for 460. Not cheap there, but that's not surprising. It's a really nice parcel. Clos Saint-Jacques. And then Von Romany Beaumont in 2010 for 170. Didn't think that was too bad. Also the Petit Mont from Von Romany, which is this tiny little parcel that they have a little bit of. Duren has some as well. But anyway, the 11 Judeau Petit Monde was 75. And then that's it for Jadot. There's Machard de Grammont. You don't see this too often these days. Well, I don't believe the domain exists anymore, but the wines don't come into auction too often. Les Eaux Poirées, 85. I thought that was interesting at 65. 18 d'Angerville Volnay Champagne Magnum at 280. And there's a couple other nice examples from d'Angerville, 05 Premier and 05 Volnay Premier Cru, 115 and 130 respectively. Mayo Camazé of Von Romanet Brûlé, 19 at 750. Yeah, and then you mentioned also some of the Montgard Muneret wines. There's a whole bunch from, again,
bunch of those, yeah.
88, yeah, Echezot, 88 Richebourg, another seriously rare one there, 570 for the Richebourg, 89 Richebourg at 455, 90 Richebourg at 550. I thought the 90 was actually probably the best deal. 550 is less than the 88, but not by much, but a little bit. And then at 18 Richebourg also at 585. So some seriously incredible stuff there. Oh yeah, 69 Ramoisonnet Chamel Musigny I thought was pretty interesting at 425. And I think that wraps it up for for Burgundy picks. Just a whole bunch of amazing things from great vintages.
All right, let's travel over to Alsace. Let's talk. I only had a couple of picks from Alsace. We didn't have a ton of Alsatian wine coming in this week, but 2011 Trimbach Riesling Cuvée Frédéric Emile for $65. And then the only other one I had in Alsace was an 89 Marcel Dice Gewürztraminer Altenberg de Bergheim SGN. And that one is $95. But both of those I thought looked like they'd be tremendous. I mean, both of those caught my eye. I think they'd be tremendous wine. I think that the prices are fantastic at under $100.
Yeah. No, there were some interesting wines for sure. I actually flagged multiple Trimbachs. There was a 76 Gewürztraminer Cuvée Ribeaupierre at $100. I thought was interesting, looked cool. And also the same wine from 2011 at 46. It's got some bids. And then 2011 Cuvée Emile from Trimbach. There's also some 76 Ugel Gewürztraminer, which looks incredible. It's just like the color is amazing. It looks so young. Those were kind of interesting. And yeah, that was my selection from. There were some interesting dice wines up this week. 89, Altenberg SGN. Is that the one you mentioned, or was it something?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's the one I mentioned for 95. Okay. Right, and then you have the Riesling Vintage Tardive for 35, the 09, and then the Rouge de Saint Hippolyte for 25.
Yeah,
Hippolyte. I thought those could be interesting.
Yeah, Rouge de Saint Hippolyte. I wonder what that is. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Huh.
That means red. Rouge means red in French.
Is it red wine though?
It's a red blend. It is a red blend. It is a red blend.
Interesting. Of what? What's the variety?
Off the top of my head. So my understanding is that this is made entirely of Pinot Noir grown on poor weathered granite.
I see.
Is what I've heard through the grapevine.
Okay. Got it. So
I don't know. That poor Pinot Noir, I guess. Anyway, let's move on to Champagne. 1996 Moët Chandon d'Ampérignon, one bottle lot, OCC, that's original cardboard case.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yes, that's right. That one for $385. We've got two of those. I'm sure you've had this wine a million times. You probably, rinse your mouth with it after you brush your teeth.
Wait, what finish are you talking about?
96 Dom Perignon.
96. Yeah, I don't know. That's getting a little vintage for my taste, but
pretty epic year.
It is. No, it's a great vintage. I don't know. I just go for younger champagne. That's just my.
You like younger. Yeah. I've had this wine. I thought it was fantastic, but I haven't had it in like 15 years.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's been a long time since I've had it.
It's going to be much, much different these days. I noticed the 95 and 96 Grand Dames too, and those were just unbelievably good, But again, I don't think I've had either of those in at least 10 or 15 years.
It's been a while. It's been a minute. Minute. 82 Krug for
I saw that. That's beautiful.
Looked great. I also picked out this mag of non-vintage Jacquesson and Phil's Extra Brut Cuvée number 744 for 140.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's good wine.
Nice party bottle there, 140 for a mag. '08 Piper Hedzik Rare. We have 9 of those at 155. I still think the Piper Hedzik Rare, despite the ostentatious bottle, is delicious juice. And it's actually at a decent price, I think, pound for pound, right? For what you get. So I do think that's usually a pretty good buy. And then the only other champagne I saw that was interesting was 2016 Christophe Baron Le Dessus Dubois Marie Croutay-sur-Marne with a mag of that.
I'm gonna have to look this up so I can pronounce it so people can actually find it.
It is OCC, that's right, original cardboard case.
Oh, is this the Christophe Baron wine?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't like it. You're not a fan, is what I'm getting.
No, they're tasty. These are great. This famous winemaker, owns Cayuse in Washington.
Oh, really? I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, Christophe Baron, these wines are great. You're talking about the 16?
Yeah, the 16.
Yeah. No, they're really good. They're only bottled in mags as far as I know. And it's like a mailing list situation. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's really, they're great.
That was all I had for champagne. What did you have? What did I miss?
Let's see. I picked, I think, a lot of the same things you did. The 82 Krug looked amazing. The rosés, actually, also the 26 edition rosé from Krug at 300 a piece looked beautiful. There's 3 of those. Magnum of Percival Farge, I thought was a great deal at 71 now, or at least 71 the other day. And there's also Percival Farge Brut Premier Cru Rosé at 30. Didn't think was a bad deal. Roland Champion Special Club. I don't know this producer, but I kind of just gravitate towards these special club wines. They're all excellent. And I thought that was interesting. It's at 50. And then I did flag the Grand Dames from 95 and 96 because they were just so good years and years ago. And that rounded out for me.
Okay, let's take a look at Tenever-Loire. The only thing that I noted in Loire was the 2000 Edmond Vuitton Sancerre Rouge, which, by the way, has 2 bids on it, taking it from 350 to 390.
Yeah, that's a rare one for sure. The red, I think, goes for more than the white, which is kind of interesting. But these wines they're not cheap.
No, they are not. Anything else anything you wanted to mention from the Loire?
No, that was something that caught my eye, but no, nothing other than that.
From Provence, we've got 3 Tempiers coming into auction, including a 2000 Tempier Bandal Habassau for 135. I thought that one was super interesting. And other than that, I would head over to the Rhone. Should we head to the Rhone to sort of cap things off here?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. 2009 Gugal Côte Rôtie Le Turc, or Turquet. That one for 450. And then a 03 Gugal Hermitage Ex Voto Blanc for 195. I thought were very interesting. We've got a bunch of Jean-Louis Chave Hermitages coming to auction. A 1989 for 670. We've got a 90 for 1,090, and a 99 for 605, a 2000 for 530, a 2010 for 665, and then a 1999 Blanc for 235.
Yeah, serious wines. It's like collection of great vintages.
A collection of stellar vintages. 1991 Chapoutier Côte Rôtie La Modore, Modore, 295. And then in 2018 Chapoutier Hermitage Blanc La Miel for 180. We've got a 1990 Paul Jaboulet on a Hermitage La Chapelle. This one actually has a bid on it, taking it from 325 to 345. And then if we go to the southern part of the Rhone, 01 Claude de Pape, Châteauneuf du Pape for 90, which I thought was a good deal because, that's close to what you're going to pay for Claude de Pape on release.
Yeah, great vintage too, 01.
Great vintage. Our favorite Cost Plus World Market wine, the 89 Chateaubriand Châteauneuf du Pape Reserve for upholstery 1950, which it was 1950 on release at Cost Plus World Market. It's just the period was in a different place.
Exactly.
The decimal,
the decimal over
a couple spots. Decimal over 2 spots. 2019 August Clap Cornat for 150. And then a 2000 Pierre Useglio Chateauneuf de Pape Cuvée de Mont-Aoul for 75. We got 3 of those. What did I miss?
Yeah, actually, a lot of the same things. I thought that Clap Cornat was interesting. So 14 Bernard Faury Hermitage, I thought was interesting as well. 85, 89 Reyes is pretty wild. 09 Le Turc, I saw that too. 69 Jaboulet Verchères Chambertin. I don't know why this is in my Rhone section. I think I flagged it as Rhone because I saw Jaboulet, but it's from Burgundy, excuse me. Anyway, 225 for that Jaboulet Verchères Chambertin from 1969. Phenomenal Burgundy vintage. Back to Burgundy. I mean, this is what Jeff does. He goes up and down the country when we're in Italy. So I'm going back up to Burgundy.
You're back up to Burgundy.
So anyway, it's not that far, you know.
Where you're going alone, because I'm staying in the Rhone.
Distance between like Piedmont and Tuscany, like you do, back and forth all the time. So anyway, very interesting collection of, Chauve Hermitage, really just amazing vintages across the board. A whole case of the 2000. I thought the 2000 was probably the best deal at 530. Let's see. There are some Colombo Cornas, which I thought was very, very fairly priced. 17 Terre Brûlée at 36. Bids, obviously, and 18 also at 36. And then, another kind of neat little category of 80s and 90s Jaboulet La Chapelle, 82 at 195. I thought was very interesting. I had that wine not too long ago and it was really, really good. Excuse me. The 90 was always, the really, really big deal, big scores and everything. So I always push the price. It's always been way higher than other vintages, but vintages right around at like 89 and 95 and 96 are I think on par, but just never got the same scores. But 90 is really good. 96 at 130, I thought too, wasn't too bad. And then 85 Pierre Barge Côte Rôtie looked very interesting. I do not know this producer, and it's something, looks like just a very interesting rarity, 155. 86 Rostang La Landon, I saw as well at 175. And I think that rounds out my Rhone selection.
Anything else in France? Because I'm tapped out of picks for France at this point.
No, I think that's about it. I think, you mentioned that about Vaton. I did want to say there were some other, and I always want to mention, don't forget, there's a lot of wines that are added to the auction after Sunday. So there's a lot of things that come in on Monday, Tuesday, even as late as Wednesday. And there were some new additions from Provence because I just wanted to take a look since I didn't really have anything on my list. And there was this Domaine Ovette Dolia, this white wine I'd never seen before, and a bunch of other Ovette wines, red, and wines that looks like from Les Beaux. Very interesting part of Provence up in the steep rocky cliffs area. So really interesting stuff. Magnums of Ovette, Les Beaux de Provence, Petra, Cornaline, all kinds of interesting things. Not expensive for the most part. So anyway, that was pretty much it.
Well, and with that, this has been Finally Hammered. I am Jeff McGurn. This is Paul Walker wishing you happy bidding and cheers.
Cheers.